budget. Let's now go across to my colleague Timsy Jaipuria, who's picking up some details from her sources about what the priority areas were in the budget and how these critical decisions were arrived at. Timsy, over to you.
Well, sources have indicated to us that the big key takeaway of the union budget being the income tax cut, that was primarily done after 6 months of deliberation and not to boost consumption. Rather, the decision was taken to understand the constant demand that the government was getting from the taxpayers, understanding that taxpayers have been giving a healthy share and their demands too demanded a response from the government, and which is why, noting that Prime Minister Modi's government is a responsive government, they wanted to give that sort of a comfort to the taxpayers. On the other hand, a spillover impact of this income tax cut could mean a boost in consumption when it comes to FMCG sales. Also, what sources indicated that government expects the union budget to drive up not just the consumption, but also when it comes to the bank savings, they will also see a significant jump. Expecting that the sales of FMCG companies will also see an uptick by summer, and that is a collateral that the government will get when it comes to the tax cut. Also, the relief is primarily just to note that the taxpayers needed to be rewarded with their demands being heard. On the other hand, when it comes to GST, another crucial area for the government where government is working, sources indicated that the process of simplification of GST rates in terms of rate rationalization is on. The group of ministers is working on it, and now Centre is going to ensure that they take up the issue of merging of the slabs with the group of ministers to ensure that not just certain commodities are moved up and down, but also when it comes to cutting the slabs from 4 to 3 is something that the Centre will ensure that they work with the group of ministers to get everyone on board on that particular side.
Right, Timsy, do stay with us now. Outside of the budget, tariffs has been another key talking point over the weekend, especially from all the news action coming out of the US. So, Timsy, tell us, what are you picking up on tariffs, especially the ones coming from the US, and the reduction in duties? We saw quite a few in the budget. Are they aimed towards the US? What are the government's motivations behind these duty cuts that we saw?
Well, yes, sources also indicated when it comes to the developments from the Donald Trump 2.0 administration in terms of tariffs, sources said that whatever has been done by India, especially in terms of custom duty rationalization, tariff reduction, etc., that has been done to understand the demands of the domestic industry, and it has nothing to do with how the Trump administration has been reacting to it. Rather, government says and it feels that there is nothing to be afraid about when it comes to the tariffs and the statements that have been coming from the US when it comes to India, and there's nothing that the government needs to react to as of now. So sources indicated that whenever it comes the way things now take shape, if there's something which needs a reaction, then definitely government will take that reaction. But as of now, nothing needs to be reacted. They are pretty okay when it comes to the statements that are coming from the Trump administration. On the illegal migrants issue, also sources indicated that the Ministry of External Affairs is working on that. They've taken a view that they will do a detailed inspection. They will look into the aspect of these migrants, if they are there without visas, without passports, without any permissions, and if they are Indians, then the country is happy to take them back. But yes, as of now, we'll stick to the view of the MEA. That's what sources indicated. On the other hand, when it comes to the other issues related to the union budget, well, the budget also focused on labor-intensive sectors in manufacturing to regain India's manufacturing footprint in sectors like footwear, textiles, and that is something that was the aim of the government. Also, when it comes to duty cuts on critical minerals and other sectors, the government has been very carefully taking those steps. They are very thoughtful, is what sources indicated, aimed at products that are being made in India. So the domestic interest is what the government has been actually working on, and these decisions are part of that. On the other hand, yes, disinvestments and Capex, well, the government is confident of meeting the 11.2 lakh crore rupee outlay for Capex for FY26. And on the disinvestment side too, government says that they are hopeful, and whatever on the disinvestment side is left over, it will happen over a period of time when government feels confident about it. But yes, when it comes to targets, government is okay and they are quite comfortable on that side. So that's what sources indicated to us.
Right, Timsy, thanks so much.